bringing things back home, it's a country, Saudi Arabia, that's crazy about football. We were awarded the World Cup 2 months ago for 2034. Our best World Cup appearance was in 94. We got to the round of 16. Ever since then, we never got out of the group stages. It is like, I think Prince Abdulaziz, Minister of Sport, is probably on his bulletin board, number one. How far can we go in 2034 when that World Cup is on home soil? We saw Morocco make it to the semifinals. We're thinking, why not us? What would you say to either the 14, 15-year-olds today who in 10 years will be 24, 25, or to the Ministry of Sports, or just, I want to pick Ashley Cole, the manager's brain here. What should we focus on to put together a side that, why not? Let's dream, that can go to the semifinals the way Morocco did in Qatar?
I think firstly, as you've just mentioned, I think is, again, bringing the country together to understand that we need to dream. Every young boy and every young girl must have the feeling of their dreams can come true. And the infrastructure seems to be getting better here. The stadiums are beautiful. The players and, of course, the league is getting better. So the standard is going up. And then you go back maybe to the grassroots, the foundation-y side to go, how are we going to create and make the next generation? Which a long time, you got 10 years. I think that's a long time in football to develop and enhance the quality of players. I certainly think the influx of the foreign players, I think, is certainly going to help the Saudi players. They're going to improve. They're going to get better. They're going to understand the levels that need to be met to win. And it's just continuing that. I don't know how strong your infrastructure is, grassroots. I'm not too sure, so I can't really answer that. But again, is making sure your vision is aligned with how you're developing these players. Because if you feel you're going to have a chance, what will the World Cup in 10 years look like? Innovative. Who's the people coaching this younger generation to understand what football is going to look like in 10 years? So 10 years ago, my football was, we're going to go direct, we're going to go long, no problem. You had the profile of a number 9, big, strong, hold up striker, can, play with his back to goal, set it and run behind, crosses from really, really wide areas, so touchline areas. That was the English game. It's changed. In 5 years, it's changed. We play out from the goalie. A goalkeeper's profile was changed. Got to be able to play with his feet. And everyone goes, oh, why? Extra player.
Sweeper.
You need him. So the profile of these players are evolving and changing dramatically and quickly. So you need coaches that are street smart, willing to work and develop and take time, but also think ahead what the next generation, their attributes, what are they going to look like?
Never thought of that. Not just to focus on our talent, but to see how the game is evolving and to adapt with the new style of play.
If you can't adapt, you get stuck and you fall behind.
Well, the game has changed a lot. I mean, just going back to your point, just to name a few names of number 9s or strikers in general: Rudvan, Nasseroy, Drogba, Bergkamp, Ronaldo, Batistuta, Adriano, Alan Shearer. Today, if I was to think, off the top of my mind, 2 of the best strikers that could be mentioned in that group, I can think of Haaland and maybe Mbappe.
Yeah.
So the game has changed where there's less reliance on that number 9.
Yeah. Look, football changed, and a lot of people can blame, everyone blames Pep, don't they, for playing the short connecting passes. But I always feel, football is a numbers game. And if you leave a number 9 up top and people are, really, are pressing you really aggressively and you don't use your goalkeeper, I'm talking about back in the day, you don't use your goalie, you 2 men down, so you don't have numbers. Now you evolve the goalkeeper, so now he's involved. So there's your extra man, but then you need to connect the game. So that's where the number 9s now drop down and become 10s, and you split the other 10s, so you create 2 10s. But they're very mobile. I think someone like David Silva, for me, was one who changed the game. I really hated playing against Man City when they had Silva, Guerrero, and Nasri. You know, I was used to out and out wingers that hug the touchline, and now Silva's coming inside, and I'm like, do I go with him? Is that the midfielder's man? Is it my centre half? It's changed, and I certainly prefer this way of football. I think it's better on the eye. I enjoy coaching that way. I see my teams playing that way. Adaptable though, ready to, obviously, if you're getting pressed aggressively, then have the ability to go behind. But yeah, I think the evolution of the game, the evolution of, and again, is it a generational thing where we're not creating monsters up top? You know, they're more 10s, 9s, wingers that you can play quick, fast, not big and strong. I don't know if that is culturally, I can't answer that, but the number 9 big strong is certainly going out of the game. Maybe it'll come back and it's something that you have to look at, but you know, the profile of people is not there.
I prefer those days. Your days. Yeah. Every team had that number 9 where it was almost like a battle of number 9s. I think you saw more action up front.
Yeah.